What's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. I'm Kareem Elias, and I am a licensed real estate agent in the Richmond, Virginia area. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I'll be talking to you guys about how I passed the Virginia real estate exam on the very first try. After deciding what real estate school I would go to, I got on YouTube and I started looking at real estate videos. I would suggest that you guys do the same so that you can get an understanding of the real estate verbiage that will be used on the exams. Even though the real estate terms won't be familiar to you, as you go through your school, they'll become familiar to you and they'll be easier to understand once you get a head start. The two main pages that I used for education purposes for real estate were Real Estate License Wizard and Prep Agent. Again, it's a good idea just to get a head start by going to their pages or other pages like it, just so that you can get an understanding of the wording that'll be used on your tests. So during the class, I took very little notes. My wife and I, we both took the class together. It was virtual. And she was like, I'm not gonna take any notes. I'm just gonna listen to what the teacher says, and then I'll take notes as I read after class. And I thought that was a good idea. So that's what I ended up doing. I didn't take any notes during class. I just simply followed along with the PowerPoints that my teacher had, and I just did reading after class. So the way that our class was set up, it was Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings from 6 to 9:30. At the end of class, we were going to have to take basically a practice exam for the national and Virginia portions. It was set up just like the PSI setup, and I actually failed the Virginia portion the first time I took it. We had two chances, and if you failed the second chance, then you fell out of the class. Luckily for me, I studied some more after I failed the first time, and I ended up passing. After I passed the Virginia portion through my real estate school, I scheduled myself for the PSI exam. But before I took the test, I took a break from all studying, all reading, just because I didn't want to overwhelm myself with too much reading or anything like that. Maybe about 2 weeks before I was scheduled to take my test, I picked back up on reading. I was able to download a few practice tests that was provided through my school, and that's literally all I did. I read and I studied. I didn't do anything over the top. I read the books that were provided, the Virginia State Law book and the National book. I did the practice exams that were in the book, and I made sure to understand the definitions that were in both books and the concepts, because some of the words have similar definitions and it can kind of trip you up if you're not fully comprehending what each word and each definition means. I would suggest to you guys to make sure that while you're studying and while you're practicing for the real estate exam, to be sure to practice habits as far as reading questions more than once. Understand what the question is asking you, because the questions will try to trip you up. They will try to trick you by using certain words or not using certain words. I would strongly suggest that you guys head over to Prep Agent's YouTube page, head over to Real Estate License Wizard YouTube page, and subscribe and turn on the notifications. I am in no way affiliated with them, but I'm just letting you know what worked for me. A lot of people have anxiety about math on the test, and that's understandable, but you don't want to get over anxious about a small portion of the test. I had 6 math questions on my national exam, and for the most part, I can say that I answered 3 of them correctly. So yeah, I didn't do anything that was over the top or anything like that. I didn't pay for any extra test preps or test exams or practice exams or anything. I just read the books. Reading will come in handy. It was a few chapters during my class that my teacher pointed out that were going to be important, especially on the Virginia portion. I tried to read those chapters twice. I most likely didn't read every word in each chapter, but I tried to make sure that I skimmed through them, and I tried to be sure to read the summary at the end of each chapter. All in all, I didn't do anything over the top in order to prepare for my PSI exam. I relied on the books that I used through my real estate school. I relied on a few resources on YouTube. I did have to Google a few words to get a better understanding, because the books can get wordy, but I just made sure that I read. I made sure that I watched videos whenever I could, because everybody has different study habits. I would suggest that you try more than one thing. Don't just rely on reading. Don't just rely on YouTube videos. Use a combination of both. Use a combination of different resources that you may have. There's a lot of free resources out there that you can get your hands on so that you don't have to pay any extra on top of, your real estate school. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you found the information helpful. Comment, like, subscribe, and let me know what you did or didn't like about it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. The two main educational real estate pages. I schedule myself. Like, stop talking like a robot, yo. A lot of people have anxiety about the possibility of math being on the test, and I can say that you should have anxiety. No, just kidding.